let's quickly talk about, and in fact, let's go to this example speed test. So one more thing about if statements is you don't actually need an else. Remember our original test, speed test was this, right? That was our original speed test. And there's a way to write this differently to not need the else. And we do this a lot of time in programming where we create a variable that we're going to return, but we put in a default value. And we really don't need, oops, let me do this a different way. I'm getting rid of that. To write the else. This is actually a common way of writing this. So if we didn't actually, we wrote it like that, it will always print thank you. But by flipping this around, we can get rid of the else. And only if they actually break the speed limit do we say slow down. It's just a different way of writing code where you don't absolutely have to have the else. Let me make sure this actually worked. Speed message 2, and let's put in 39. And I broke something in here. Oh, I forgot the is rainy thing. Got rid of the is rainy thing. Oops. Forgot to run it. That's what happens when you mix types. It's expecting Boolean, and I gave it an integer because I didn't rerun it after I changed it. Okay, so that said thank you. And now it says slow down. So we were able to fix it to not need an else. You don't have to have an else. You can leave it off, right? You don't need to do it. And sometimes this can be a better way of writing a program, especially what if we wanted to concatenate something to it. Thank you, slow down, and then we write less code. So there are times when you really don't need to put the else condition, and you can just have some default value and then just return whatever value ends up being set. And so the first time through, set this, skipped this, and returned it. Second time through, it set this was true, set it again, and then returned it. So that's just another thing that you can do with ifs. You're not required to have an else. They're handy, but they're not always needed. And there are situations where you may never actually need it. You run into something.